US dollars zone, the NFP, that's the non-farm employment change data was released. Also, the unemployment rates and the average hourly earnings. All of these were released. And then we also how the market reacted to this news on Friday. A whole lot of volatility was experienced, or we experienced a whole lot of volatility in the market. And we see that the US dollar, it gave strength to the US dollar. So for those of us that maybe you attended any of our physical classes on Fridays, on Friday, or you got some of the trading ins that your account manager sends to you, I believe that you were able to take one or two profits from the market on Friday. Looking into today, lest I forget, yesterday something happened. That was on Sunday from the OPEC JMMC meeting. The OPEC, that's the oil producing countries and exporting countries all over the world. We have 13 numbers, and 13 countries plus 11 other oil-rich nations there. So altogether, we have like 24 members from different countries becoming OPEC. Now, they had a meeting yesterday, I think in Vienna, Austria, where they came up with a whole lot of debates. They came up with a whole lot of decision. Majorly, and if you look at your oil chart, you realize that something happened there. If you look at your oil charts today, at the open of the market today, you realize that something happened. And then it was due to the fact that this meeting that they had, they came up with a conclusion that some major countries, they want to cut oil production. One of the major countries that decided to cut oil production was Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia, even Russia, they decided to cut oil production, and this decision led to a gap up in the market on the price of crude oil over the weekend and when the market opened today. So because these are voluntary reduction in their oil production, these are voluntary cuts in their oil production. So basically, they cut the oil production, and then this actually sends the price of crude oil soaring up. So if you look at your chart this morning, you'll see that the price of crude oil actually gapped up over the weekend and when the market opened today. Okay, permit me, I believe you cannot see my screen, so let me share my screen with you so that you'll be able to see one or two things that I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So this was when you can see on a daily time frame, or let's go to our hourly time frame, it will be much obvious or clearer there. When the market opened, when the market closed on Friday. The market closed on Friday at a range of $76.35 per barrel. And when the market opened today, the market opened, or it gapped up at a rate of $77.65 per barrel. So we can see that a huge gap happened between when the market closed and when the market opened. This is largely due to the fact that Saudi Arabia, Russia, and some other major oil producing countries decided to do a cut in production of crude oil over the weekend. And then this led to a rise in price in the crude oil production over the weekend. So I don't know if we believe that Nigeria is a oil producing country, but I don't know if we decided to join them in cutting the crude oil price as well. But I'm not so very sure if that happened. All right. Please let's mute our mics. All right. So definitely, as I was saying, Nigeria decided to join the oil cut production as well. And then that's what we see in the price of crude oil today. So let me start with the price of crude oil or crude oil as an instrument this morning. On our hourly time frame, we can see that, let me go down to 1 hour, just follow me to 1 hour time frame. We can see that price is around a very important resistance range now. If you look at where microsell is presently, or let me drop a vertical line there so that you'll be able to see it. Here is a previous resistance or shoulder. Also, here is a previous resistance or shoulder, and we have our head here, which gives us a shoulder-head-shoulder formation. And then after the formation of this shoulder-head-shoulder formation, we saw that a massive decline in the price of crude oil went down to $71.75 per barrel on price of crude oil. Price actually rose from that support level, that is from here. Price actually rose from here, from 71 range up to 77 presently, where price is presently. And we can see that that is the same range where the previous shoulder and where the previous two shoulders attained before price declined down to 71.75. So we see that price is around that region, or price is around that range as well now presently. So all we're expecting to do is, when price goes up to retest a particular range, especially in a case of shoulder-head-shoulder formation, we see that price will most definitely retest that level, a resistance, and then a decline of price will happen. What I'm saying is, when price gets to this shoulder range and this shoulder range as well, we expect price of this instrument to come down from where it has retested. So basically, we'll be looking at that, but also we should not have a fixed mindset as regards what will happen or what we expect to happen. What I'm saying is, we expect that normally from this range or from this verified resistance that prices, we expect price to come down. But then price can actually fundamentally, we saw what happened. So price can actually break above this verified resistance and then go up there to retest this our head here, which is around the 78.53. So I'll be giving us two pending orders, or I'll be giving us pending orders as the case may be. If price is able to trade above this shoulder formation that we have here, that is, I'll be giving us a range of 77.86. If price can break up 1.86, then we expect price to go up to retest this shoulder 0.55. Now you can just because of the price of crude oil, which is quite hello, I believe you can all hear me. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. So if like I was saying, I said the crude oil, the oil commodity is which can be very related to news. So if price can successfully break above this range that I gave us, that is 77.86, then we expect the price of crude oil to go up this our head, that is 78.2 range. So the price of crude oil is very volatile to news, and then you can just take maybe 10 to 15 pips from the entry point as you take profits, because we can decide to say, well, let's wait for price to get to this shoulder. I might not get there. To this head, I might not get there automatically. So I'll be giving us a buy stop for crude oil from a range of 77.86, and then we can just take 10 to 15 pips from that market, and then we can exit the market for a buy stop. And then for the price of crude oil, if to be more conservative and to be more clear, you see where the markets closed on Friday I gave us the price of when the market closed on Friday. The market closed on Friday at the price of 76.35. And then when the market opened this morning, it jumped up to 77.65. It jumped up to 77.65. Now, this gap is an important area that might be tested or might not be tested. So we need to know that if market is going to make a decline in price, or if price is going to decline commodity called crude oil, then if price could decline below this gap, then we expect that market will come down to test this Tonko support zone. If I go to my 30 minutes, you see, if I go to my 30 minutes, you see obviously or clearly that this gap is obvious there. And then I'll give us a pending order for a sell stop there. I'll give us a pending order for a sell stop there. I'll give us a pending order for a sell stop there. If market is able to come down to test this 76.26 range, then we expect price to come down and sell down to this verified support that we have here. If market is able to come down and test this gap, fill this gap, and then come downward, then we expect the price of crude oil to come down to this verified support. Now, like I said, for the buy stop also, price of crude oil can move in a very crazy manner because of the news. Now, one thing that could happen is if price is able to do something like that, we expect it to fill this gap. If it fills this gap below that price range that I gave you, then price is very price can come down to test this verified. Like I said, you can also have just 10 to 15 pips from your entry points. That is your sell stop for your take profits. So 10 to 15 pips down to, from your entry points, use it as your take profits for sell stop. Please, if you have any question on the price of crude oil that I give us, please just drop it in the chat box, and then I'll attend to that much later. Please, let's go to the price of, to gold. Gold is another commodity that's towards to. The price of gold actually reacted to the news on Friday very, very well. And then we all know the reason why, because the news that came out on US dollar actually proved to be very good and gave strength to the US dollar, thereby giving weakness to the price of gold. So we see a massive bearish movement on the side of gold, a sell movement on the price of gold on Friday. And when markets opened this morning, we also see that market is still continuing in that trend. So basically, I'll be looking at the screen that you're seeing, the price of gold that you're seeing. I'll be looking at the price of gold from 1 hour time frame. The price of gold on 1 hour time frame. I believe you can see my screen, please.
Wait. Something rise.
Hello, please. I believe you can all hear me. Okay. All right. Very well. Okay. So as I was saying, gold. The price of gold is making something we call bearish 5 to 0 trend. And what happened is this: if I make use of my Fibonacci retracement, well, in this case, I'll use Fibonacci extension. If I pick my Fibonacci tool from this support down to this down to this recent high, the most important value in the extension is 1.618, also 2.24. But presently, price is heading towards this 1.618. And in the bearish 5 to 0 trend, we expect price to sell down to this 1.618 before a further movement upward. So my take on gold this morning is that a further sell is imminent in the price of gold. I expect the price of gold to sell down to this proven supports, and confirming it with my Fibonacci extension. It's that price of gold can come down to test this proven support using my Fibonacci extension, giving me 1.618. So in short, or in summary, what I'm saying is I expect the price of gold to test this range, this proven support range. If price of gold could test this proven support range, then I expect price of gold to go up. So from this area, if you know how to set a buy limit, it will be very good for you to set a buy limit from this proven support zone up, and then you can have your take profits, maybe 10 to 15 pips, and exit the market. And if you want to hold the trade for quite some time, then you can hold it. But I am of the opinion that the price of gold will still sell probably down to this range of proven supports, and from this range we can see price of gold going up. So this range that I gave you, that is 1935.04. We expect price of gold to sell down to that area, and then you can have your buy entry points from there and go up. If you know how to set a buy limit, please go ahead and set a buy limit. All right, somebody said you don't understand what we are saying because it is your first time here. All right, welcome, Mr. Jasmine. This is a money market review where we look at the various financial instruments. For the fact that this is your first time here, I will request that you join if you are not in any of our cities where we have our physical location, please join our morning class, and that's called Morning VTC. That is Morning Virtual Training Class. All right, it starts by 10 o'clock a.m. Please reach out to your account manager so that we do it 10 o'clock in the morning or 6 p.m. in the evening. Please reach out to your account manager to send you the link for you to join this class so that you better understand what we're saying. It will be a waste of, it will be like I am taking too much time explaining what I'm doing for you here. So please kindly join any of our online classes that is in the morning by 10 o'clock a.m. or evening 6 p.m. Please reach out to your account manager to share the link with you, and then definitely share the link with you. So please, thank you so much for staying, and then I'll continue from here. I'll just take one more instrument, and then I believe we are able to get the entry points that I give us, and then I'll take one more instrument, and then I will hand over to my colleague to start from there. All right, Euro USD, yeah, my colleague will handle that. Yes, my colleague will handle that. Also now, let's go to the instruments. Let's look at one indices. Let's look at the E30. Let's look at one indices, the E30. Let's look at one indices, the E30. All right. So the E30. Please, if you have any question, quickly drop it on the chat, because in the next few minutes, I'll hand over to my colleague, and then we'll take it from there. All right. I think I'm having network issues, so I'll probably just hand over to my colleague. I believe you can hear me. Okay. All right. So I'm having network challenge here. So I'm trying to, okay, very good. So the E30 is back on. All right. So on the price of the E30, we saw that the E30 on Friday actually closed as a bullish candlestick, and then price presently is around a very, very important resistance. Where price is presently, we see that price is overshooting that price, that range, and it's going up. And then if price, if price could successfully close above this verified resistance, then it will signal that price is actually trying to go up and then maintain the bullish movements. we'll see that price is actually going up, and price has actually broken this verified resistance. But breaking a resistance is different from closing above it. So if price breaks and closed above it, then it signifies that the bulls are in full momentum or are in charge. So then I expect the price of gold, of DE30 this morning to go up. There's something about DE30. DE30 likes retest. So there's a possibility that price might be heading towards the next resistance there. But then because the E30 is so heavy, so I'll request that you make sure that you just take 10 or 15 pips, just like I said earlier for the previous instrument, that take 10 or 15 pips away from the market, and then you can exit your trade. So a buy is imminent for DE30 if price could close above this present verified resistance that price is around now. So a buy is imminent if price close above this resistance that we have right now. So allow the price of DE30 to close above this resistance, and then you can enter a long position. Thank you so very much. And then I believe you're able to get the entry points that has been shared with us. If you have any question, please drop it in the chat box. Myself or my colleague will answer to your questions. And then please wait for my colleague to share his opinion on other instruments in the market. Thank you so very much, and then have a lovely morning. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning. I believe you can hear me clearly. If you can hear me clearly, I'd appreciate if you can type, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I'd appreciate if you can type, I can hear you. Yes, thank you very much. That's what am I saying? Mr. Steven Adogu, yes, thank you very much. So let's look at one or two currencies before we call it a wrap. Need I remind you that it's out on Friday, which is the non-farm payroll. You are already aware of it. And that news actually gives some strength to the dollar. My colleague has already buttressed on it. I just want to say one or two things concerning, there are three numbers that came out for the US zone. I hope you're aware of that. Sorry. Good. That was on Friday. Good. So three news that came out on Friday: the average hourly earning, the non-farm payroll, and the unemployment rate. As a matter of fact, the non-farm employment change, the rate at which it came out was so big that it annoys even the unemployment rate, the effect of that on the chart. You can see the projection or the forecast was actually 193. Let me share my screen. You're already aware of that. The projection was actually 193. That is the number of people that was able to secure job in the US economy, excluding those in the farming sector. But the actual result that actually came out at 339,000. That's almost like 339. That's like two times the forecast. So it's actually annulled anything on the chart, and you can see the effect of is still driving the market. You see stocks going downward, you see gold selling, you see the US IDX buying and breaking resistance zones. So you can imagine, I actually made close to 200K, no, 300K, because I was on a trade, and I was in a trade on USDJPY, and I was on a trade on a minus 100K. I was so certain that when that news comes out, it's going to drive the price of USDJPY up. And immediately it came out, I recovered my money and I made additional 300K on that trade. And I wish I didn't even close it. Up till this morning, I would have made more money. So that aside, sorry for saying that. I've got a couple of my clients that made good money that Friday, and I'm just excited about it. So I believe you can see Euro USD. I believe you can see my chart. I believe that. I want to believe you can see my chart. Okay, yes, you should. You should see my chart. Okay. Okay, Mr. Destiny said he can see it, so everybody can see it. So Euro USD, I'm on a 4 hours time frame. I usually say this to my clients that the trend is my friend till the end. So if you look at Euro USD presently, you will notice it is on a particular downward trend. I hope you can see this. Let me move this away. Go away. Good. If you notice that Euro USD on my 4 hours time frame, it is on a downward trend. It has been trading between this channel, a descending channel. Yes. Let me try to adjust it well. Good. It has been trading between this channel and except when I think on Thursday or so, when a particular news came, it did not give enough strength to the dollar. I think the ADP non-farm payroll came out on Thursday, and the expectation was for it to give some strength to the dollar until it didn't. And on Friday, we got the big news. That's the non-farm payroll that came out, and it gives a lot of strength to the dollar. And we saw Euro USD selling. That was what gave strength to Euro USD buying on Thursday. And on Friday, we saw the opposite happening. And now I am looking forward to a sell for Euro USD. Look at it on my 1 hour time frame. Good. Sorry. On my 1 hour time frame. Okay. So peradventure, you don't know how to use some of these indicators on your chart. I will really implore you to join most of our online classes. I noticed that 1 or 2 persons were asking questions that they don't understand everything that is happening here. It means that you've not joined the normal training classes. This is an analysis. This is a session for analysts that has been able to place a trade, understand the chart a little. They can now find risk zones and reward zones. So if you have not been joining those classes, make time to join those classes so that you will not completely be a novice in this class. 1, I am looking forward to a sell for Euro USD. That's for my long term. That's those who, can leave trades for days or for weeks. I'm looking forward to a sell for Euro USD. First, it has to break this week's support. Yes, it has to break this week's support. That's on my 1 hour time frame. Because it has been trading between that week support. It break above that week support, and it's presently approaching that week support on my 1 hour time frame. Let me try to zoom my chart a little. Okay, good. So I'm looking forward to a sell on Euro USD. The only condition for me to enter a sell is if it can break below this zone. The reason is because price has been trading between this channel. If you draw this your trend line on your 4 hours time frame, price has been able to trade between this channel for a very long time until that news came out on Thursday and broke outside the channel. And price is gradually coming down to retest that channel. So, and at that particular channel, this place, you can see this zone. This zone I am is a very strong area of confluence that will possibly reject price from going further down. You understand what I'm saying? So scalpers can take advantage of this minor sell or sell to this, weak support. But for long-term traders, that is those who wants to leave trade for a very long time, I'm still of the opinion that the best place for you to enter a relaxed sell is for it to break below this weak support and get a clear confirmation candle, that is a green and a red candle, that it will sell further down. Then you can sell down to the verified support. This is your reward zone. This is your reward zone. Let me put there. This is my reward zone. I hope you can see my screen. So I'm waiting for it to break below this zone. I can enter a very good lot size, break below this my weak support and my trend, enter a sell trade till that verified support. I can write to that verified support. But peradventure you want to enter a buy. If you notice, or if you also notice very well, the dollar has been a bit strong, and that does not take away that euro is also one of the biggest currency in the world, one of the second most traded currency in the world. So I'm still looking forward to a buy for euro USD. If it can sell down to this week's support, I get a clear confirmation candle, a red candle, maybe like a red and a green candle. That's something like a bullish engulfing candle, or a morning star, or a 3 white soldier, or a bullish confirmation candle, or a hammer on that particular zone. That's a weak support. That's a weak support. If I can get a clear confirmation candle, I'm entering a buy trade. Somebody is dropping a question. Oh, sorry, Mr. Dokubo. Just chat your account manager. He's going to send you the link to our online classes. Sincerely, if you join these online classes, your life will never remain the same. You will see the importance and how profitable trading can be for you, and how much it can serve as a very lucrative stream of income for you. So I'm looking for, this is my a buy. This is my reward zone for a buy. I think I mentioned that. I mean, this is where I'm looking forward to, entering my trade for a buy. Sorry, let's get this. Yes. I'm looking forward to entering a buy. It's going to be a very long buy, generally because it's on a downward trend. So it might come to retest this trend, this zone. That if I can get a green candle and a red candle, that is the green candle, red candle. And if you don't know most of these candlestick patterns, you need to come down to join some of these classes, because you see a particular candlestick in a zone, it is a pointer that something will happen there. So I'm looking forward to a clear confirmation candle around this zone. If it can sell down to this zone, I am of the opinion that it will buy up. But if you are looking forward to a clear sell, then wait for it to break outside this weak support, wait for it to below this trend line, then you can enter a sell, then take your profits anywhere around the verified support. Can you all hear me? Thank you very much, Mr. Ben. Call the office, Ben. Let's look at USDJP. That was my instrument for last week, and I made some money from it. You can't say I am. Let's see USDJPY. The Asian stock has been very, very weak lately. You can see ever since that USDJPY very sensitive zone on my 1 hour time, a verified support zone. It gave me a clear candle there, good bullish candle, and ever since then it was buying. It tested my trend line too on that particular zone. You can see it. Let me try to zoom out again. And it bought massively, and up till this morning, Asians has been trading very low. Yes, the Chinese yuan has been weak this morning, Japanese yen has been weak this morning, and you can see the US dollar has been riding on the weakness of the Japanese yen, breaking Tonko's resistance, breaking untested resistance. And one of the conditions to enter a buy is buying on a support. Buying on a support. So you can see it's USDJPY just broke an untested resistance. Now you need to wait. Waiting also is a strategy when it comes to waiting. When it comes to trading, some clients will say, "Oh, I'm a scalper. Since it has broken this, I need to enter a buy." That is for I am a 1 hour trader. I'm a day trader. So I sometimes I try to wait. If I get a clear confirmation candle and not a fake breakout, then I can enter a buy. Now, this is what I'm looking forward to seeing. USDJPY has been bullish. It is currently on tested resistance on my 1 hour time frame. Let me try to look at it on my 4 hours time frame. You can see on my 4 hours time frame, it is on a weak resistance. and that weak resistance too is also impeding price. So beyond the fact that I'm looking forward to a buy, I am looking forward to USDJPY buying down to this verified resistance on my 4 hours. In fact, I'm very certain it will buy to that point. But I also need to trade cautiously. If you're a scalper, I'm not disturbing you. You can enter and make your profit immediately. But retest. I'm looking forward to it to buy and retest this resistance zone. Trust me, buy on an uptrend after a retest. That is one of the conditions or the reasons to enter a buy. Buy on an upward trend, then after a retest. So apart from the fact that USDJPY is on an upward trend, I've always said this repeatedly, that waiting to is a strategy. Yes, waiting to is a strategy. So I'm expecting something like this to happen. I'm expecting USDJPY to do this, maybe buy a little, then do something like this. The reason is because I don't want to enter. It's just for the fear of a fake breakout. So if there's a retest of this zone and I see a red candle and a green candle, I'm entering a buy. Yes. And if you also notice it, it is on a weak resistance on my 4 hours time frame, and it has not come. So that 4 hours candlestick needs to close completely. It needs to close completely. Then I will know that nothing is holding USDJPY from riding to my verified resistance on my 4 hours time frame. But remember, if you're a scalper, maybe 15 minutes traders, those are our clients that are, they can still enter. You can see even on my 15 minutes time frame, it is currently resting on a verified resistance, which means there's a possibility that price is also struggling around that point. So I'm a very cautious trader, and trust me, it has been very helpful for me. So I'm looking forward to a retest. Who knew about, who wake up very early. I got a couple of clients this morning who woke up very early, I think around 5, 6, and they've already started buzzing me that Asian stock has traded low this morning, and the USD has been riding on the weakness of these Asian stocks, and then they would have made a lot of money. Because we are entering now, we need to adopt some good strategy when it comes to trading. So I'm looking forward to a retest of that zone. Then I can enter a buy. So this is actually, so even though you don't want to do anything like that, you can also put a buy limit. You understand? So you are looking forward for it to buy, sell a little and retest this zone. You can put your buy limit order around this zone. A buy limit order around this zone. That's if you have enough fun. Or you wait for this candle. So there are 3 conditions. Wait for this candle to close completely. Ensure that it is not a fake breakout. Then you can enter a buy. Or you wait for it to retest this line. Then you can enter a buy. Or you put a buy limit. So it can buy a little, come to sell that line. That is a retest. And if there is a retest of the particular zone, then it's a confirmation for a buy. So I'm looking forward to a retest. Then I will make my money from this particular instrument. Who is dropping a message? Oh, Mr. Megmore said we should look at CAD JPY. CAD JPY, beautiful. Let's see CAD JPY. Okay. Now, I usually tell my clients this. I do this on... Okay. Like I said earlier, I said I am a day trader. So if you are a swing trader, that's fine. Wait for this particular instrument. The Canadian dollar has been strong. You can see the Canadian dollar has been strong. After this news about a cut in the OPEC, I think my colleague mentioned it this morning about most of the OPEC members, trying to cut their production output in the coming months, and that has really, drove the price of oil. And you are already aware of the fact that Canada, or the Canadian currency, which is the loni, the Canadian dollar is, or the Canadian economy is a petrochemical economy. It rides on the strength of oil. So most time when you see oil doing well, you see the Canadian dollar also thriving. And if you notice something very well, on my 4 hours time frame, look at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Megmos, for saying that. Those who love trading oil and trading Canadian dollars, this is also a good opportunity. Let me try to shrink my chart a little. Good. I tried drawing my trend line. It has been of immense help to me over the years, and I believe you can make money from this. So on my 4 hours time frame, for long-term traders, trust me, it's CADJPY is going to be riding upward. No doubt about that. CADJPY is going to be riding upward. So, but yeah, maybe you should just wait for it to break above that weak resistance. That's for swing traders. I'm emphasizing on swing traders. Those that can leave trade for weeks, 2 weeks and the like. Wait for it to break above that weak resistance. Get that it clearly closed bullish. Then you can enter a buy trade. So for my hour, that is where I am on. It is also on an untested resistance. I'm not doubting the fact that the Canadian dollar is strong. No doubt, sir. But I am waiting for this candle to close bullish, clearly break above. You can see clearly break above that untested resistance on my 1 hour time frame. I am a 1 hour trader. I don't need to tell you that again. Break above that weak resistance, that untested resistance on my 1 hour time frame, then I can enter a buy trade and I'll ride upward. Remember, the trend is my friend till the end. So on my 15 minutes time frame, that's our pass. You can enter a quick buy. You can enter a quick buy trade. Looking for that you won't stay too long in the market, because these instruments that can still come down to retest this Tonkut resistance. It just broke the resistance and it will soon turn to a support or something. So there's a possibility that it will come to retest, but you can ride on this weakness. The general trend is upward. So you can enter a quick buy and make your money and take your profits anywhere above. Probably there should be another resistance upward. So anywhere above the next resistance zone, which is somewhere here. So thank you very much, Mr. Megmos, for saying that. It's a buy for me for CADJPY. It's a buy for me for CADJPY. I can as well enter a buy trade now. Good. Very small lot size. Good. CADJPY. Why? Good. Yes, I want to quickly make some money with that. That's by the way. Somebody is dropping a message. We are going to be looking at the last instrument for the day. The last instrument for the day is GBP-USD. GBP-USD. So what do you see on GBP-USD? GBP-USD has been, ever since the dollar gained strength last week, it sold. Yes, in all sincerity, it sold massively. You can see the dollar was strong, it sold. The Great Britain pounds it sold. But now there is an issue. On my 1 hour time frame, it is currently resting on a weak support. And on my 4 hours time frame, the trend line there. Yeah, let me try to draw this trend line very well. Let me try to draw this trend line. It's currently resting on the weak support on my 1 hour time frame. When it comes to top-down analysis, you're not just analyzing on your entry time frame. You go to a higher time frame and analyze the market. Look at zones where there will be possible price rejection. You understand what I'm saying? So on my 4 hours time frame, you can see price retested here, went back, price retested there, went back up, and price is currently on that particular zone on my 4 hours time frame. Now, there is a possibility for a sell. I am not doubting that, but there is also a possibility for a rejection of selling pressure or selling momentum. So it's advisable, that's for my long-term trader. You want to enter a sell trade, wait for this candle to close bearish or break below this trend line, and you get a confirmation bearish candle, then you know that it will sell down to test that next verified support. I am particular about our swing traders and our long-term traders. Take note. If it can break below that trend line, you get a clear confirmation candle that the sellers are in momentum or they are gaining pressure in the market, then you can sell down to the next verified support. You will be seeing that this place is a small, the pips, I'm telling you, that's a big money. If you get a clear confirmation candle, you see that there is a clear bearish confirmation candle, trust me, it will sell down to that verified support. But for my, which is where I fall, you can see price has been testing that zone.
The pattern doesn't have a group.
Price has been testing this my trend line, so I am waiting for it to sell to this point, and if I get a clear bullish confirmation candle after this trend line, I don't know if you understand that it is selling. You can see it is struggling around this zone, and if you notice very well, this point was a support before, and it is also, it has been a support to price repeatedly, and it's also a resistance to price. I don't know, let me try to rule a line around here. Their price currently is, try to look at it. So it's not a must use the support and resistance template. You can see a chart, you notice that there has been rejection of price around that zone. Yes.
Because you say nobody do it. Why here come cool? You want the AC? Okay, just hold it.
So sorry for that. I noticed that some people did not mute themselves and they were talking on the background. It was really disrupting me. I've actually muted. Oh, thank you very much. That was who said, who dropped that message. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I've actually muted all. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That was Mr. Emmanuel Mills. So I am looking for, I was explaining something on GBP USD, and I said, you can see there is no support and resistance line around there. But looking at the chart technically, as a technical analyst that you are, you notice that price sold to this point, went back up, came to retest, went back up, was able to break below, and it was a support. Now it is now a resistance around this point. Did you see it? And currently, price was able to break above it, came to retest it again, became a support, and it is currently there. Did you see that? So you are not just looking at the chart where it is currently. You should learn to shrink your chart and have a holistic, a wider view on the chart so that you see if that zone where price is was a rejection zone or has been a rejection zone. And you can see it is a strong rejection zone in the past. You can see my template did not tell me that is a support, is a support there, resistance, but looking at the chart, I can deduce that. So price is currently there, and I need to wait. I told you before, for a long-term trader, I wait for it to break below that trend line, get a clear confirmation candle. But for me, I am waiting to see something. If it can sell below, I'll enter a sell. If I can see a clear bullish candle, a red candle and a bullish candle that comes after it, which shows bullish pressure, and I'll enter a buy. But if not, wait for it to break below the trend line for a sell trade. Let me put my risk zone, a shape for my risk zone, What's my shape? Good. So if it can break below this zone, If you can break below this zone, then I can enter a sell trade. Even I would have loved to go below. So though, because it's my 1 hour time frame. So if you can break below this zone, I will ride down to the next verified support, even down to the next verified support. I'll ride down to the next untested support. Then I will ride down to the next verified support, which will be my second take profit for a sell trade. Else, you better wait for it to get a clear bullish candle for buyers. If you see a clear bullish candle around this zone, then you can look forward to a buy trade. That should show the momentum loss for the bears and the momentum gain for the bulls. Thank you very much. I believe you've understood 1 or 2 things about today's class, so you can take advantage of the numerous opportunities in the market. Remember that the ECB president, that's President Christine Lagarde, is going to be speaking today. The ISM manufacturing PMI for the US zone will be dropped today, I think around 3 p.m. too. So that is a very good time to enter some trade, and we are expecting some level of volatility around that time. I'm looking forward to making good money around that time. You should too. So if you don't have funds in your trading account, endeavor to top up your account. The beauty of trading is having good funds in your account. Sincerely, I have discovered that over time. If you have good funds in your account, you trade effortlessly. I am telling you, you trade effortlessly. Yes, I imagine if I did not have enough fund in my account on Friday when I was on a trade on USDJPY and I was in a minus of close to 100K, I had a good fund in my account, and I was very optimistic that that news will give some strength to the dollar. I recovered my 100K loss and I made additional 200 and something K on that particular account. So you can imagine, if I don't have enough fund in my account, you should have cut me out. But if you have beautiful fund in your account, you'll be relaxed. Sincerely. So I'm looking forward to a sell trade around this point. And if I get a bullish confirmation candle around this zone, and I've told you the reason, this is a very strong price rejection zone. So I need to get a clear bullish confirmation candle before I enter a buy trade. Somebody's dropping a message. I think my colleague has been able to do 1 or 2 things on US 100. So my risk zone, yeah, D30, but that's fine. Most of those indices, D30, US 100, US 2000, they all move in the same direction. They are all traded, they are quoted in dollars. So this is actually my reward zone. I'm looking forward to entering some trades today and making some money. This is actually my reward zone, and this is my risk zone. That's actually my risk zone I mentioned before. Okay. So that is it on GBP USD. I wish you all a profitable trading day. I've discovered something too. So if you really want to make good money in this market, fund your account, learn to wake up very early and look at your charts and make some money, sincerely. It is really nice having you all. I also implore you all to join some of these online classes. Our VTC online class for morning traders who love joining the morning class is by 10 a.m. Mondays and Tuesdays. We're going to be having these classes. We usually have these classes Mondays and Tuesdays. If you don't have the link, speak to your account manager. He's going to send you the link to the morning online class by 10 a.m. Analysis, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and the likes, and terminologies, and introduction to the global market is Mondays and Tuesdays. But for the evening classes, it holds from Tuesdays to Thursdays from 6 p.m. Make our time to join these classes. What really upgrades a man is the knowledge he has come in contact with. My name is Samuel. It's nice having you all. Have a profitable trading day.